Herbie was stuck on the, DJ thing, and he met Spinderella and brought her to his he had a studio in his garage. And he brought her to the garage one day. It was just me and Herbie there, and he was like, "This is the next Spinderella," basically. And she did a little audition. She was 16 years old, and also knew there was room for growth, in the DJ area. But kind of just was like, okay, And she was super grateful for the opportunity, and she was young. And me and Pep, we were already grown, and so that's how it just kind of like happened.
Gotcha. And then, of course, over the years, she more and more got into rapping and being more prominent. So, what dimension do you think that added to Salt-N-Pepa?
I guess like a Run-DMC, they were our role model, the ones that we looked up to the most. And the rapping, what the spin raps on What a Man, that was a big moment for her. I put her on Giddy Up, which is another song that I wrote with a couple of people. I don't know, with Rufus Black. What a Man, Giddy Up. What other songs were there?
Well, mainly What a Man, the fact that it was a single, the fact that it was a video. I know she did a few other songs.
Yeah.
That one, it just was like...
That was the song. I felt like there was more, but sure there were, but that was the song, yeah. And that was part of us wanting to, give Spinderella more of a platform and more of a chance to participate, and she also was expressing that she wanted to be a rapper, and we later on even gave her money, not our deal, to put together a record of her own, because that was just, her desire to not only be the DJ, but to also be a rapper. So yeah, everything is perception, right? Like how you look at it, like and point of view. Like from our point of view, we were doing something for her. We were giving her something. We were giving her an opportunity. And I'm not going to say what her perspective is, but it's definitely not that, So that's what we were trying to do. We were trying to look out.
Okay. And then you do have the movie. So how and why is now the right time for it?
Well, we had been, Pep mostly been wanting to do a movie for a really long time. And it was on her bucket list. And we had reached out to quite a few people over the years, but just never felt like it was the right time story-wise. And then was not finding the right, type of collaboration or interest that we were looking for. And so it was timing, we had already been through enough, I think, to tell the story. And also it got to a point where we had put it out there so much and had so many conversations that Pep was like, we got to do our movie before someone else does it. She's like, I don't care. Like, I just don't want anyone else to do it. I want to be able to have a voice in the first, which I'm sure there'll be more, Salt-N-Pepa movie, it should come from us. And I agreed with her. And we just felt like a little bit like the clock was ticking. And so we finally, Lifetime had been wanting to do it for years, but we were looking to go in a different direction. And then finally Shakim came in and Latifah came in. Shakim had a relationship with Lifetime, and he's very convincing. And so I got convinced to do it. And so we just ended up saying, let's just get it done.
Okay. And then did you, either in the film or in general, I was always intrigued of your solo move to rap a lot. What spurred that?
How do you know these things? This is crazy. I've never heard anybody know anything about that. First, please tell me how you know that.
because I did a lot of reading back in the day.
Okay, that was out there.
I still do, but when there were magazines and they actually covered the music, that's how I've gotten the knowledge that I have, because I clearly read the credits, I studied all this stuff, and I loved it. But then I also read everything that I could find. And I remember that you had signed a solo deal with Rap-A-Lot, and I'd never, kind of like you just said, I'd never really heard much about it or heard you talk about it, or I just didn't know. So I was always very intrigued, and then nothing came out of it. So I was always like, what was that?
Yes. Well, you know what? There's very few things that I regret in my life, but I totally regret not putting that album out. I actually did a whole album, creatively apart from Rap-A-Lot, just me and my, my folks. You know who was on that album? Mr. Cheeks was on that album. Angie Stone was on that album. Oh man, my brain is shutting off. The singer, holy cow. Anyway, I had quite a few people on the album, and Rockweiler produced on the album. It was a really good album, and to this day, I think, why did I not put that album out? And I'm pretty sure it has something to do with me not feeling confident enough to be a solo artist, listening to it and feeling like I'm missing Peppa's voice, feeling like I'm missing Herbie's touch, and just not being able to appreciate, what I created on my own, apart from Salt-N-Pepa, apart from Herbie. So I think it was a confidence issue. And I told James to pull it, and he was mad. He was like, he didn't understand it at all. He even wanted to put it out without my permission. I was like, you better not. But everybody knew James Prince. When you go to Texas and name a rapper that doesn't know James Prince, you go through, he's going to take you to the ranch. Y'all going to shoot some deer. You're going to go to the Fifth Ward, and you're going to, see how he grew up. So it was just because he was a friend of mine. When I put this album together, I was like, oh, it would be great if James could put it out, but never did. Yeah, it was Carl Thomas, and that was the Salt of the Earth album. I believe that was the name of it, Salt of the Earth.
So did you use any Houston producers or Rap-A-Lot producers, or you just did it on your own?
No, they had nothing to do with it musically. It was just business, because I was like, my friend has a record company, he can just throw it out there. And I don't remember actually signing anything. I doubt if I signed anything, because I can't see James letting me out if he had a signature.
Yeah, you're in.
There's no getting out.
Fair enough. All right. Well, yeah, now I see it's an hour, so I'll let you go. But I could talk to you all day, as you can see. But yeah, so thank you very much, Salt, for coming through the Unique Access. I really appreciate your time, and hopefully we'll get to do it again sometime. Thank you.
Well, I just want to say before we go, thank you also. Your knowledge is impressive. And just to say how everything is coming to head with Salt-N-Pepa. We're receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Grammys, as well as we were getting our star on the Walk of Fame and the movie. And, a bunch of amazing things are happening from this amazing brand that we got the opportunity to create together. And I'm just grateful to be able to still be pushing it.
Be sure to check out the History of Gangster Rap by Soren Baker. He's official.
History of Gangster Rap features exclusive interviews with Ice-T, Snoop Dogg, MC Ren, the D.O.C, and dozens of others. The History of Gangster Rap, a definitive look at how Los Angeles changed rap forever.
In Los Angeles, the streets definitely set the tone of the hip-hop music.
At 19, I got a $50,000 car.
My whole angle always was, I'll be street, but I will always tell you the horrors that go along with this life.
It will be penalties and casualties for just wearing the wrong color in somebody's neighborhood.
And once gangster rap made it from the streets to the TV, the genre exploded.
With Fab 5 on your TV back with NWA.
Yo MTV, it just catapulted us from being local heroes to national gangbang rappers.
The history of gangster rap discusses it all from 1980 up till today.
It's always gonna be shit happening in the streets. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be something to talk about.
The history of gangster rap in stores now.